This is our first class, our first live session on Power BI, and I'm super excited to have you all join this course and this call. And I hope that by the end of this entire program, or this course specifically, everybody would have been a guru and a pro when it comes to data visualization with Power BI. So for for those of you, I believe everybody on the call must have covered courses 1, 2, and 3. I'd like to hear your thoughts about what you think about Power BI, comparing Power BI and Google Sheets. Although I know you've not started doing Power BI fully, but you've learned about some introduction of Power BI. From what you know about Power BI, what can you say is the major difference between Google Sheets and Power BI? What's the major difference? I'd like to start with Adeni Ibrahim. Your mic is muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah. My own point let me just start from Power BI. Of what I read about Power BI, let me just say Power BI is just like it's a business. The way you define it, the way it is defined, the way I think about it, is a business intelligence and data visualization tools developed by Microsoft. Let me just say if there is difference between the two, and besides there's similarity between the two as well. Meanwhile, spreadsheet is Google Sheets is just like a Microsoft Excel, and it is used for analyzing data as well. So that is different between the two. That's just something I just say for now, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Please, can we give you a round of applause? That is, yeah, nice contribution there. Okay, thank you. Winifred, do you mind to share your own thoughts about the difference between Power BI and spreadsheets and Google Sheets? I saw that expression on your face. You see the reason why we have to put our camera. I saw this. It's Winifred I called.
Basically, I just feel maybe the visualization. I think Power BI has more ability to visualize whatever insights you have more than Google Sheets. My own perspective.
Awesome. On points. Just right on points. So both of you have said the correct thing, right? Um, Now let me just give you a little background story of this. You know, Microsoft Excel. Microsoft as a company. They're the company that developed both Power BI and Microsoft Excel. I know we learned Google Sheets and not Excel, but they are very, very, very related. In fact, it's the same thing, just that Google had, produced Google Sheets, while Microsoft produced Excel, right? So they're the same thing. But let's talk about Microsoft Excel and Power BI. So Microsoft did develop Microsoft Excel, and it was a great tool, or it is even to now, a great tool for data manipulation, data, handling in a spreadsheet format for calculation of different fields that ranges from accounting to computing field to mathematical field to statistics, yeah, to handling data basis kind of data, to handling time and date related data. And then they, as time progresses, needs started arise. There was arising need for visualization, creating charts and all. And then Microsoft started, they had some inbuilt of charts in Microsoft Excel, right? But when the major use of data is being implemented in businesses, okay, so businesses started using data for decision making. There was a very serious need to develop Power BI or to develop a data visualization tool, something that can actually visualize data. Then Microsoft Corporation sat down and they brought a team of people together, smart people together, and say, how do we solve this problem? Although Excel can create charts, right? But this charts has limitation. If you recall, those of you that were in class the last time, the last Google Sheets class, when Chika created the dashboard, she was trying to make sure that slicers or filters are added. But that gave some poses it posed some challenges, right? She said that she was having some issues with it. Good. That's because spreadsheet is not meant for that. Even though you can achieve that, like I said, there are a lot of technicalities. I've done that, but that has that filtering ability. But if you see the logic I put behind before it worked, or more, it was a very serious logic. But when it comes to Power BI now, you see that will be done smoothly. So when they saw that, okay, we need a platform that can actually handle data visualization for businesses and help inform decision making, then that was what gave birth to Microsoft Excel. And what they did is they now put Excel, I mean, that was what gave birth to Power BI rather. They put Excel as the building block. So Excel is a building block. So within Power BI, there is an Excel powering machine that is in Power BI, which means that what this means is that Power BI is like a superset of Excel. Excel is a subset. Power BI is a superset. So what this simply means is all the calculations that you can do in Microsoft Excel can be done in Power BI. And you can do more in terms of visualization. You can create interactive charts. You can connect now, not only being able to get data set from Excel, you can get data sets from multiple sources. Multiple, say you have some database and some data sets that is seated in a database, you can connect it to Power BI. You can connect at the same time, connect data set maybe from the web to the same Power BI file. You can connect another data set maybe from Google Sheets to the same Power BI. You can even connect data set from PDF. Now, remember I said at the beginning when we were doing, I think, introduction to data analytics or onboard, I can't remember, where I mentioned that we will all perform analysis of our bank statements. Okay. So imagine that your bank can only allow you to download a PDF file of your bank statement and not a CSV file or an Excel file. If you have that PDF file downloaded, you can connect that PDF to Power BI and to help you extract the data to perform analysis. So imagine how powerful Power BI can be. So it gives you the ability to connect data from different sources. At the same time, not that you are working on different Power BI projects, you can connect everything in one project if that is the goal you have to achieve. Okay, so that is an improvement. And with that solution, they were able to bring forth a powerful tool that can create a beautiful looking dashboard for people and businesses to use to make informed decisions. That's why it's called Power BI. The BI stands for Business Intelligence. So it's a business intelligence tool that is used for data visualization. If what I said makes sense, can you give me reaction, please? There are some people that are missing in this class. Who is missing? Let me check my list. Amen, Emmanuel, your camera is turned off. Okay, I think I understand why his camera is turned off. Hey, Festus, I've not seen your camera turned on. Can you put on your camera, please, if you can, if you're in a good place, except you want to explain why it shouldn't be on. Who else? Okay, great. Now, having said that, if you look at the first few modules that we spoke about, I introduced Power BI and then we gave an overview of Power BI. Now, without wasting so much time, let's talk about the guided project. So how many of you have gone through the guided project that we have in the classroom? If you have gone through the guided project module, the module where I explain the guided project, give me thumbs up, please. The module, I think that is module 3, I think. Yeah, I might have done that. Module 3, yes, the guided projects. Good, good, awesome. Okay, now this module for the guided project, what's it's, so let me explain the way the course will go. Okay, the way we have structured this course, Power BI, right, is such that we have a project at heart, okay, and we want to follow through the processes that are involved. If you have gone through the module that talks about the various steps and processes involved in completing a Power BI project, we have the questions generation phase, the data set extraction phase, we have the data transformation phase, we have the modeling phase, and then we have the data visualization phase, and then the results presentation phase. We will go through all of these phases throughout this course. As we teach you one of the phase, we would implement it with the data set. So that is the reason why we started by sharing the project. Let me share my screen as I talk about the project, the guided project again. So let me share my screen as we do that quickly. Okay, so you will see that I have the guided project opened here, and I've already attached a video. We've already attached a video that explains this guided project well. But if you look at this, there's information. So we'll be working with from both based on the processes and the phases that are involved in executing or completing an end-to-end data visualization project with Power BI or any data visualization tool. We have gone through, we have given a progress statement. Now, for you to enjoy this course and for you to be into it, so that once we continue, you can fully integrate and ask questions and communicate as you teach. You need to understand this data set you're working with. So it is a project that has to do with hotel data, enhancing hotel revenue and customer experience through data-driven insights. That is your job. So right now, you consider yourself as a junior data analyst. You have been provided with a data set, right, that will help you develop a a dashboard which will help this hotel stakeholder to increase their revenue and as well enhance customers' experience by using the hotel. Okay, now the way the way you'd I mean the success of your final presentation or your guided project presentation on Power BI largely depends on the the depth of knowledge of these data sets that we are going to introduce now or that I'm introducing now. You must understand this data set well so that when it comes to your presentation, you saw okay, it was only what's her name? Ene that joined our final presentation from the previous class. Yes, Chika, your hand is up. Chika, your mic is muted in case you're saying something. Okay, so I'll assume that that was a slip of hand. Let me continue. It was only Ene that joined our final presentation from the previous course. So she saw firsthand how the students presented. She saw those people that had issues with their presentation that could not present smoothly. I mean, they didn't give a do well. I mean, they didn't do excellent with the presentation. Now,
Ah, ah. I don't know if you can hear me, so I wanted to remind you, sorry for disrupting your class. I wanted to remind you about the recording in
yes,
case you
I've
forgot.
started recording. Maybe I guess you didn't hear me when I said I was going to start recording then. I started recording. Thank you very much. So now, those people who struggled to present, to give a good presentation during their guided project, I mean their final project presentation, are those people who maybe do not understand, digest this guided project well, and they just did a kind of rush work because they want to complete the project, and then they came forward to present and they didn't impress us, right? So for you to impress us during your presentation, because this guided project you are going to present, yes, Chika, this guided project you are going to present. So for you to impress us,
Okay, so I wanted to, yeah, I wanted to remind you to record in case you haven't.
wow, Chika, your network needs Jesus.
Yay.
we do we do
Sorry.
present.
So I don't, can you hear me now?
I heard you clearly and I've
Can you hear me
responded.
now?
I have responded. I heard you.
Okay, so I'm saying that I don't know if you started recording just in case you forgot.
Yes, I have. Someone should please let me type it on the chat so that Chika will see it. I have responded. After this class, I'm going to organize crusade for
So
Chika's network. Okay. So yeah, all right. Thank you very much, Chika, for reminding me again. So yeah, the data set, like I said, you have to understand it. Now, from here, we've given the introduction. We said, look at the introduction. Although I know I've done a video about this, but because of the importance of understanding this, that is the reason why I'm going over it again. In the dynamic hospitality industry, data-driven decision making has become an indispensable tool for optimizing operations and enhancing customer satisfaction. In fact, it is relevant for all sector and all fields. This study explores how leveraging Power BI to analyze hotel booking data can significantly improve operational efficiency and guest experience. Look at the two keywords there. While you're doing your data manipulation, cleaning, and all of those, you underline operational efficiency. You want to help the hotel improve the way they operate and the way they deliver their services. That is one. Secondly, you also want to help the hotel give their guests best experiences. Not just one thing. You're looking at two different things. How do they improve their operational efficiency, and how do they improve their guest experience, help their guests have a good experience when they come to their hotel. Now, these are our client profile. So our clients, which is a prominent hotel chain, is facing challenges in managing bookings and maximizing revenue. They have reached out to Datafy Technologies to utilize data analytics for insights into booking patterns, guests, demographics, and operational efficiency. So it means that we have information on booking patterns, guest demographics, and operational efficiencies. So the goal is to develop a comprehensive strategy to enhance customer satisfaction and optimize revenue. Now, when you're preparing your final presentation, so I know that we've not learned for IBI, right? But I'm going to final presentation because it's very important. You should have this thing at the back of your mind. Try to put it so throughout the analysis, throughout the learning process, throughout your dashboard development. Put this in mind that okay, at the end of the day, I want my dashboard to be able to get insight about customer satisfaction and optimize revenue. You want customer satisfaction and optimize revenue for the business. So whatever recommendation you are given from the data analysis that you have done must capture these two key areas. Customer satisfaction. So okay, from the analysis I've done, for your customers to have a very high satisfaction rate, I think you should implement XYZ. Do you see that? And then you can say, oh, from this analysis and from this different insight I've gotten, I think for the hospital to get to optimize its revenue, I think you should implement XYZ and so on and so forth. So put that in mind. Now, what's your tax? This is your tax. Now, your tax, you are a junior data analyst, like I said earlier, at Datafy Technology. So, which means that now this is already give you a pointer to how you present. So, when you come for your presentation that day, you say, you introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Chidima, and I'm a junior data analyst at Datafy Technologies, just newly employed. And I was given the project or the task to work on this hotel data. And this is what I found out. Then you go into your presentation. That is the way you introduce yourself, right? So the reason why I'm saying this, we used to have external examiners. For those of you who had completed your degrees and maybe you have done project defense, you have internal examiners and external examiners. We have some people, some professionals in the business that come to actually observe you. And we don't want you guys to fall our hands down, right? So you have to do what you need to do well from start. And that's why I'm giving this heads up from start. Okay. So you are required to harness the power of data analytics to one, identify and understand the booking patterns and trends. So it means that you want to get the understanding of how bookings are done and the trend of booking. Two, analyze guest demographics and preferences. It means that you have to understand the different parts or location or demographics of the guests who visit the hotel. Number three, develop actionable insights and optimize revenue and enhance customer satisfaction. Again, you see those keywords are captured in this third objective. Very important. So now is the data set. So let's now get to, before we can actualize all of those things that have been listed, we need to understand our data sets. So here is an information about the data set. You'll be working with a data set encompassing various aspects of hotel bookings, ranging from booking details to guest demographics to, and then each entry contains essential information about like the average daily rate, the number of guests, the booking agency, the arrival details, the room assignment, and more. Now, understanding and harnessing this data will allow us to uncover patterns, identify opportunities, and make informed decisions. So, for further details on the data table specification, consult the data dictionary, which we have already linked right here. Okay, the data dictionary is linked right here. All right. Now, the successful execution of this project will empower the hotel management to make informed decisions, leading to substantial improvements in revenue optimization and guest satisfaction. This not only transforms traditional hotel management methods, but also underscores the significance of a proactive, data-driven approach in addressing the evolving challenges of hospitality industry. Now, that is what this entails, the understanding of these data sets. So with this, with the 11 minutes video that have been shot and added to the classroom and this explanation I have done, I don't want anybody to perform less in their presentation. I want to believe that you now have an overall idea of what you'll be working with. So this is data set we use to learn from start to finish. Now you know the project you're working on, right? Now let's start learning how to execute this project from start to finish. The first thing I want us to do, I believe that you are all having your computer close to you. It's either you're connected to a computer. So what I usually advise my students is always connect to the classroom with your phones, right? And then have your laptop by your side. Or if you know that you are very flexible in using your computer, you can actually have two screens open side by side. Open the Meet one side, then open Power BI the other side. But the disadvantage of that is that when you kind of shrink your window or minimize your window, there are some features that are not expanded. You will not see them. It's except you are very, very conversant or familiar with the tool, with Power BI or with any other tool. Even when you shrink it or minimize it, if those things are not showing, you know where to get them. So the best way is to connect with your phone and then join your begin to practicalize everything you're going to do on your laptop, because this class is hands-on from beginning to end. Okay. So whatever you do, everybody will have to do the same thing. We'll connect our data set. So the first thing we want to learn, which is going to be on module. Let me see what module is it. This is module 3. So I want to believe that with this little description I've done, we have covered maybe modules 1, 2, and 3, because module 1 talks about just welcome everybody to Power BI course. Wait, is Sochi in this class? Has he joined? Sochima has not joined this class. Hey, Jehovah shaking the glory. Okay, so we've covered the introduction. By my assumption, we've covered overview of Power BI. I assume everybody have gone through this. Now, project documentation. Okay, before I go to the next thing, I think I should talk about this project documentation, because a lot of people reached out and then they were asking about this project documentation. So what is the reason for this, or what is the importance for this project documentation? Now listen, we have already, wahala. So I just noticed that I have been, okay, let's continue. So we've already stated, for those of you who had conversations with us before joining the course, we mentioned that one of the benefits you will gain from by going through this course with the Verified Academy is that by the end of the course, you have been able to develop a portfolio for yourself. A portfolio simply means collection of projects, right, in a specific field. Now, as a data analyst, for you to have something to show people to say, okay, I have worked on projects, you must have something documented somewhere. And one of the very common uh, platforms that people document projects, tech-related projects, not only data analytics, tech-related, back end, front end, and for collaboration sake, is GitHub. Excuse me, GitHub. So that is the reason why Data Academy have chosen GitHub as their documentation platform for our students. And we want everybody to be exposed to it at a very early stage. So you are required, when you go to the material on how to use GitHub for documentation, we have given a description of not just how to use the GitHub, you learn how to create a GitHub account in case you don't have one. Then you learn how to document your project. So I added this video, this 26 minutes video, just to help you understand more about adding or documenting your projects in GitHub and formatting the different texts. So you are not required to start documenting now because you don't have anything to document. You just create an account and invite the Verified as collaborator. So if you are still having issues in doing that, in creating an account and inviting the Verified as collaborator, I would recommend that you should let us know, okay, in the chat, and then maybe we'll have a meeting to discuss that. So I will not be doing that on this call because that's not the essence of this class today. So, but it is very, very crucial for you to do this. So that at the end of the day, you have your portfolio. You'd have created like 4 projects. The first project is on Power, it's on Google Sheets, the one you've completed, that dashboard. Document it. Second project is what we are currently working on. You document it. The third project is the one you do on SQL. You are also going to document that one. That is what was explained in this video, right? This 26 minutes video, the SQL project. And the fourth project will be your capstone project, the overall project that you do. So 4 projects, 4 solid different data related projects that you can showcase to anyone who wishes or who cares to see what you have worked on as a data analyst during training. Having said that, please ensure you take care of this module. Okay, I believe you are still on the same page. I can see that Sochima has joined. Hi, Sochima, welcome to class. I'm happy to see you today. How do you do? Can you speak? Okay. All right. So the next thing we'll talk about is data types in Power BI, understanding data types, generating questions, and all. All right. So I think we would go directly into Power BI now. Since I have mentioned all of these things, we'll go into Power BI and then we'll talk about data types. Already, I have taken my time to explain the different data types in Power BI from this, even in the videos that were shot here, right? The videos that were shot here, we've explained those data types. So in case you are yet to see up to that module 6, then you may not be able to easily relate to the things you'll be talking about in this class. Like I said, this is hands-on class. So the first thing we want to do is to connect our data sets to Power BI. So I will show us how to do that using 2 different methods, and then I will allow you guys to connect it from your ends real quick. So give me a minute to do that right away. So while I'm trying to do this, I need everybody to get their Power BI opened. Open your Power BI desktop if you don't have it already opened on your system. So I'd like to know those of us that have our systems close to us. If you have a system close to you, please go to the chat box and type system. The system is close to you and you can actually work on it. Just go there and type system or type computer instead. Type computer. Type computer in the chat box if your computer is close to you. Why is this taking forever to open? Okay. Thank you, Abisola. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Adeni. Who else? I hope you saw the way I opened this. Thank you, Winifred. I hope you saw the way I opened the data set, right? From the classroom, you click on, I think it's under module what? No, module 3. You click on this link. Once you click on the link, it takes you to a new tab and gets the data set open in that new tab. So here is the data set. So I would switch over to another computer. So I just want to share the data with the email that I have on that computer so that we can continue from there. This one I've gotten a warning, kind of warning. I hope I'll be able to access. I hope I'll be able to access the data set. Because Google has warned me that the email I'm sharing it with is a non-Google email. Okay, let me first confirm if I can access the data set. Oh wow. See, never come. Okay, I think I know what to do. Just give me a minute. Okay. All right. I have the link now. Oh, great. All right. So I'll share my screen now. Now, for those of you who have access to the sheets from the classroom, I'd assume that this is what you will see from the end. You will see it in a view only mode, correct? Is that correct? Yeah. First, is your hand is up. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, please. How do we access the sheet?
From the classroom, I just showed you how to do that from the classroom.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Because I'm trying to watch with my phone while I practice with the laptop. So how do I access it?
So if you go to the classroom with your laptop, go to module 3.
Okay.
Module 3, you will see there. Click on the
All
link,
right. All right.
it will open up. So once it opens, you will see it appear as a view only object. You will not have access to it because you can't make any modification. So what you should do is you are meant to then make a copy. Abisola, you're giving me thumbs down. Do you have any issue with that?
I can access it. It's not showing view only for me. Like it's
Oh,
not
I see.
normal.
Oh, I see. That must be a mistake. That must be a mistake. Please, nobody should modify it. Please do not modify it. That must be a mistake from our end. The sheet should have been added as a view only because if you modify it, what we have in the class will be modified. So what I would advise everybody to do is make a copy of your own. Just come to file, make a copy, and rename it. Just use your name. I'll use Austin as my name. Austin underscore hotel booking. Then I'm making a copy in the drive. When I click on make a copy, so this copy you have made, you can actually modify and do any changes to the copy, and then you'll be fine. But if you modify the actual copy that the actual file you have opened from the classroom, then there's going to be some uh, issues. To give us some issues with data set in the classroom. So I have just made a copy now, and I want to assume that every other person have done that. If you have done your copy, if you have made a copy, please go to the chat box and type copy. Type copy in the chat box. If you have made a copy of your or type copy it rather instead of copy it. If you have made a copy of the data of the Google Sheets, type copy it. If I don't see copied from anybody and anything happens to my data, I'll hold that person responsible. Okay, Winifred has copied. Abisola has copied. So Alice has copied. Who else? Who else? Who else? Mine is taking forever to load. Though. That must be a network. I didn't just have patience. You see the way my own took some time to load too, but it eventually opened up. So please go and borrow network from Winifred and Abisola. These are the people that have network. For those of us here, we have net. The work has disappeared. Abisola and Winifred, they have gone with the work. Who is net that were using? Is net that were using Nigeria? Ah, God help us. So, okay. Now, after making a copy, I think I might have to share my entire screen here now. But before I do that, let me save some files and close it rather. Working documents, data analytics. Hold on, I want to save some. There's a work I was doing on this system. I just want to save it before I share my entire screen so that people will not start seeing some sensitive files when they're not supposed to see. Ah, all right. All right. Let's see. What else do I need to close? Okay. All right. All good. So I'm going to share my entire screen now because I'll be opening multiple tabs. So that I don't leave anything untouched or nothing is gone. Okay, Chidema has successfully copied hers too. Great. Okay, now I want to open my Power BI, right? I want to open Power BI. I search for Power BI because I have it installed on my computer. So here is Power BI. It pops up, right? Someone's hand is up. Yeah, I didn't go ahead. Hi, Adini. Your mic is muted. Hmm. This Adeni's net is not allowing to unmute his mic. Oh. Sorry about that, Adeni. Let's continue until you're able to unmute your mic. Just speak when you're able to unmute. So I'm going to click on Power BI and allow the application to open. So Power BI is opening. Okay. Adeni, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the point is that, okay, this thing I've already loaded. So how do I copy? How do I copy? How do I copy that? Because I don't want to tamper with your sheet, sir.
Okay, no problem. To copy, come to File. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Point your arrow to or click on make a copy. Can you see make a copy?
Yes, sir.
Then
Okay.
rename, just clear this copy off and put your name there.
Thank you, sir. All right, sir.
Then click on make a copy. Great. So since we are all on the same page by my assumption, this is Power BI. I have launched Power BI open. So once you make a copy, don't do any other thing. Just go and open your Power BI. If you haven't clicked on blank report, this is what you should see on your Power BI interface. If this is what you're seeing, can you give me a reaction? Just give me thumbs up, please. Okay, Winifred is on the same page with me. Adini is on the same page with me. Abisola is on the same page with me. I'm not sure about Festus. Okay, Mana Asuka is on the same page. I'm not sure about him, Chidima and Festus. Okay, yeah, Chidima, your hand is up. Let me hear you.
Please, I didn't get what you said.
I said,
Sorry.
if you are in your Power BI desktop and you're on this interface, give me thumbs up. That was the question I asked. Okay, Festus is on the same page with us. So
Please come again. The line is breaking. Sorry.
if you have opened Power BI desktop and you are on the interface as seen on my screen, give me thumbs up. Are you here? Have you opened Power BI? Okay, I guess Chidima's net has prevented or is preventing her from hearing me clearly. Okay, so what we want to do is to create a blank report. When you go over the videos that I've added, there are a lot of things I will not be mentioning here. They are already said in the video, so I don't want to waste too much time on the call talking about them again. I've spoken about all these things you see here in the video. So we want to create a blank report. I'll click on blank reports. And once I do, then you have this interface. I'm going to close this. It's just a pop-up. I don't need it. And again, in the video where I introduced Power BI interface, I have spoken in depth about all the various bars and the various sections, and what I'll be doing right now is just to ask questions about it. It's only a few of you who have watched these videos that can answer the question. Um, okay, just to prevent. No, I don't want to. I don't want to, because so the thing is
Your voice
sometimes.
is too high.
Chidima, are you saying something? Your mic is still unmuted. Chidima, are you with us? Okay, your hand is still up, oh, your hand is still raised up, so you can bring it down if you have. Okay, great. So when you look at Power BI, right, it has different parts. The very first part is called the title bar. You see this bar with my hand, where my mouse is pointing at, right, at the top corner of my screen. From the left to the extreme end of this bar is called title bar. And on the title bar, we have some icons. The very first icon you see here is the save icon. This is what allows you to save the work that you're doing in Power BI. All right. Then, sorry, what's wrong with this thing? So then we have the undo and the redo. Like I said again, I have intensively spoken about all of these things. So if you want to know more of all of these things, go and watch the videos in the classroom. I will not mention it again. So remember that I said I'm giving till next week. Materials will not be released next week. Next week. So which means you have ample time to go over them. And the reason why it's very important. So let me tell you something. While I was learning, as I was learning different packages in computer, I love to know the name of anything I see. An icon, when I see, I want to know what it's called. Down to the point where I had to go and research to know what this thing is called. Let me see if I will see. You see this guy? You see this guy? Can you see this thing on my search on that search bar like an eye? Do anybody know what it's called? Do you know what this eye, my arrow changed to an eye? So do you know what it's called? Anybody? Okay, Alice, what is it called?
Okay, I guess it's the cursor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a cursor here. This is my arrow, right? This is my cursor. Yeah, it's a cursor. But once it changes to eye, there's a name for this eye. If I know this is not the cursor, sir. This is not the cursor. See, this is the cursor. Can you see what is blinking now on that search bar? That is a cursor. Can you see what is blinking there? Alice. Hi guys. Can you see that line that is blinking on that search bar? That is called the cursor. So what is this one called? For a gift, T and C applied. This I shape, what is it called? T and C applied. Anybody? Because of my time. Okay. Yes. Tell me, Chidima.
Okay, let me try.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that from there is a search. So I think you need to type whatever you're searching for in
Mm,
that column or that place. So
I don't think you understand my question, Chidima. Do you see what I am moving left, right? That's thing that
yes.
looks like I. Yes, that is what I want to know the name. This thing that looks like I.
Okay, not uh,
This one that is blinking here. This one that is blinking here. That looks like one that is blinking. Is called the cursor. Cursor. But this one that looks like
yeah.
I. What is it called? So it is called I-beam. I-beam. Time up. It's called I-beam. That's the name. I-beam. So I went to as far as I want to know the name of everything I see on the computer. So whenever I am learning any any package, and to shock you, right? When I started learning computer, the only two the two things I paid money to learn are CorelDRAW and PageMaker. These are the two tools, only CorelDRAW and PageMaker. And in fact, the person that taught those tools did horrible job. But the, the level at which I knew those tools, the person got shocked when he saw me working with them. It's just out of curiosity. Every other tools I know how to use today, I taught myself. Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, Power BI, Microsoft Dreamweaver, PageMaker, OneNote, um, Adobe Photoshop, which are all I taught myself every damn thing. Even Power BI I'm teaching right now, I taught myself every damn thing. So this is just a motivation for you to go and watch those videos that we've put in the classroom because I took my time to explain different icons and different things. And the reason why you need to know them is because when you have an issue and you want to meet it myself or Chika or Ibrahim or Sheyi or anybody, and they say click on insert menu, you don't begin to say, ask them, please, where is insert menu? And be hovering your mouse all around. You want to know where insert menu is. So that's why I have taken my time to describe all of those parts in the video that I shot in the classroom. So I will not talk about it here because I've done a good job in that video. Please go and watch it. Now, let me just focus on how to connect your data. In our next class, the reason why I'll not be asking a lot of questions about the Power BI interface because I want to assume that a lot of us are yet to watch it. But in our next class, right, which is going to be on our next class on Thursday. I don't want to say tomorrow. On Thursday, I would begin to call everybody one by one. Tell me what is this part called? What is this part called? What is this part? And if you fail to answer the question correctly, you are going to pay fine. You pay fine, seriously. You pay fine of 5,000 naira. I know it's small money. Somebody saying, this money is too small. But that money will go a long way to help some people. So you pay fine of 5,000 naira. Thank God this is on the call. Our HR is on the call. HR, please take note too. If I call anybody next week Thursday and say, tell me what this part is called, and they cannot answer, 5K. 5K. So let me continue. Now, we want to connect data sets. Watch this. Under Get Data, I am under the Home tab or Home menu. You can call it menu or tab. Under the Home menu, the ribbon under it has a data section. From, you see this faint line, from this vertical faint line to this line, that is the data section. And there are different icons that represent commands to importing data using different names. But I like us to go under Get Data option. When you click on Get Data, all of these other options you see here, they are still under the Get Data option, apart from these recent sources. So when you click on Get Data, you see various options from which you can connect your data to Power BI. In a software like CorelDRAW, you import data. You import a file into CorelDRAW. In a software like Microsoft Excel, you import data into Excel. In many other softwares, you import things into the software. But in Power BI, you connect and not necessarily importing. So by connecting means that, so in CorelDRAW, for those of you who have knowledge of CorelDRAW, when you want to modify a graphic, for instance, a graphic, right? You have done this design, right? And then you want to modify it. You've saved it in documents. You want to modify it. You have to import it into CorelDRAW and make your modifications. Okay. Now, if you don't press Ctrl S to save it, the version of this file that is in your documents in CorelDRAW will not be updated. It is still going to be the recent version. So you have to save to overwrite that existing version in the document. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just speaking rubbish. I'm making sense. I'm making sense. Give me thumbs up. So those people that understand CorelDRAW maybe have an idea, would easily relate. Okay, then let me go to CorelDRAW. Let me go to Microsoft Word. For those people that know how to use Microsoft Word, when you have created a document, you open it in Microsoft Word, right? So what I've done is that you have opened or you imported it to Microsoft Word. When you make modification, you have to save it by pressing Ctrl S to overwrite the existing version. But in Microsoft Power BI, when you import, when you connect, because you're not importing, when you connect a data set to Power BI, right, that version you have in your computer is still the same version that's connected. So any modification that is done to the version in your computer can be automatically updated in Power BI once you refresh your Power BI. There's a refresh button here under the queries section. Can you see the queries section? Once you refresh this, it modifies. Now, this is the power of Power BI in the sense that if you are collecting real-time data from a source and you connected your your data sets live to Power BI, maybe through the web connection route. Anytime somebody fills a form, the data set gets updated automatically. And we have several of such data sets or dashboards in DataFind as an organization that tracks real-time data collection. So all this Magana, all these stories I just said, it just explain the fact that you connect data to Power BI and you don't import. All this Magana, all these stories, it just make you understand that data is being connected to Power BI. It's better you view it as being connected and rather than importing. So there are a lot of sources. You can connect from Microsoft Excel. You can connect from Power BI semantic models. You can connect from data flows. You can connect from Dataverse. You can connect from SQL Server. You can connect from analysis service. You can connect from text. In fact, let's see more. To see more, click on more from this drop-down list. When you click on more, it gives you different sources, even based on different categories. When you look at the file category, we have Excel, CSV slash text, XML, JSON, folder. You see PDF I talked about. You can also import from PDF or connect from PDF, then packets, then SharePoint. We have database, we have Microsoft Fabric, we have Power Platform, we have Azure Online. So these are different connection sources or data sources on Power BI. And this makes Power BI very, very, um, very, I wanted to use the wrong word, very robust. Let me put it that way. It makes Power BI very robust in the sense that it allows for different connection, of data source or different data source to it. But what we are looking at today, I would like us to look at two ways of connecting to our data sets, two sources. The first one will be Microsoft Excel. Then the second one will be the web. Where's the web? Microsoft Excel and web. Microsoft Excel and web. I want to show you these two sources today. Two sources, and I'll tell you the advantage of one over the other. Yeah. Are we together? If you are still with me, give me thumbs up, please. Alice have never put on her camera into this class. Alice, can you tell us why your camera is turned off? Versus has turned off his camera again. Alice, in two sentences, can you explain to us and about English has failed me, and elaborate with extensive explanation why your camera is not on? I'm listening, Alice. Go ahead. Alice is not in this class. I'm not in a good environment. So is this two sentences? Or these two sentences? This is only one sentence. Okay, Alice said she's not in a good environment. Should you pardon her today? Class, should you pardon her? If you want us to pardon her, give us thumbs up. Okay, Abisola is so nice. Festus is so cool. Okay. Alice, they say we should pardon you today. No, let's pardon you. Let's continue. So now let's go back to our data sets. I'm back here. The copied version. Okay, the first method I want to teach us is how to connect from Excel, Microsoft Excel. But what we have is Google Sheets. So this is what we'll do. You will come to File and point your arrow to download. Once you point your arrow to download, you see these pop-up options. You have Microsoft Excel, you have Open Documents, PDF, blah, 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 blah. The option we want to go with is Microsoft Excel. Click on Microsoft Excel. And once you do that, your data set will automatically get downloaded to your computer. So let's just give it some minutes, some time. For those of us that are using net, you have to be very, very patient. Okay. For those people that are using network, the thing should have been downloaded now. So you can see I'm using net. I've not even seen my download option, whether it has started downloading or not. So I'll be patient to allow it to download. Once it's downloaded, I can then go ahead and import it to the Power BI. Okay, it has started downloading finally. Aha, it's downloaded finally. So my data set is downloaded finally. For those, so if your data set has, if you have successfully downloaded your data set, can you give me a reaction? If yours has downloaded successfully, give me a reaction. As Excel, I trust you need Fred now. Now at this one hand. Yes, Alice has downloaded. Festus has downloaded his own. Okay, good. Awesome. All right, now let's go to the next phase. The next phase is connecting it to Power BI. So I'm back to my Power BI desktop. I can either click on this Excel workbook right here, or I go through get data. It's the same thing, right? It's just here on our data section for easy access. When you click on Excel workbook, then you go to the download folder where it's saved. Click on the file that you've just gotten downloaded to your computer and hit on open. Once that is done, Power BI would attempt to connect the data sets. This is a connection or connecting rather. Aha, and once that happens, it pops up this navigator window. Yeah, first to say hand is up. Let me hear a question.
Please, can you repeat the step again? I didn't get it.
All right. So here are the steps. You click on Excel workbook, right? Then you go to your download folder. That's if you have not moved your downloaded data set to a different location. Go to your downloads folder, click to select the downloaded file, then click on open, and then click on open. Once you do that, you allow Power BI to connect to the data sets and it's loading. So here is it. Power BI has successfully connected. Not successfully actually, because I have not launched it yet. So Power BI had given me an option. It says, hey guy, I have now been able to analyze what you're trying to connect to, and these are the available worksheets that are present in the workbook we have selected. So I have these worksheets, almost 6 of them. So what is the next thing to do is to begin to select the worksheets one after the other to have it to see the preview to ensure that that is what you want to actually bring into Power BI. I select 2018 and I'll see a preview. It's loading. Okay, this looks good. I think I want this. So since I've decided I want this, what do? I check the box. I select 2019. Selecting it doesn't mean that you have selected, you have chosen it. Okay, it's just for you to see the preview. So I've seen what 2019 looks like. Okay, I want this. I check the box. Okay, please, I want it to come to Power BI. I select 2020. I see a preview. It's loading the preview. Okay, this looks like what I also want to import. I check the box. I select data dictionary. I look at the preview. Okay, I don't think I need this data dictionary for any analysis, so I'm not going to check the box because I don't want it to come in with my data set. I select market segments. I look at it. Okay, this market segments might be useful. I might need it in my data analysis, so I'm going to check the box. I select meal costs and see a preview. Okay, I might also need this one. I'll check the box. So I am not going to check the box for data dictionary because I don't need the dictionary to be imported. I can always go to the dictionary to look at it to understand what each column of my data set is saying. Once I do that, I have 3 options at the bottom right of my navigator window. Can we all see the 3 options? Emmanuel Asuko, what options can you see there? If you're seeing my screen, what are the 3 options all from your screen? Emmanuel, go ahead and mute your mic. Let me hear you. At the bottom right of my screen.
Load, transform data, and transform.
Beautiful. Those are the three options. So it's either you load. Let me explain what these three buttons would do. When you click on load, it means that, okay, I am satisfied with the data set I want to bring in. It is clean. I don't want to perform any analysis. I just want to bring it to Power BI and start my visualization. That's what load means. Transform data means, okay, I have seen some funny things there. I'd like to clean my data set. Like this one has null. You can see so many nulls, and I don't want them there. I want to clean my data set and do some transformation. I click on transform data. It goes to a different section of Power BI desktop. It's called Power Query. If I click on cancel, it means, okay, I don't want to bring it in again. Please cancel the process. I don't want these data sets to come in. If you understand these three different buttons I just explained, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, Abisola understands, Alice understands, Winifred understands, Chidima understands. Great. So now I didn't even understand. Okay, Manasuko, what is it? What is happening here? Let me explain again. When you click on load, it brings in your data set directly to Power BI and it's ready for data visualization. You can start creating your chart and all of those things. When you click on transform data, it takes you to a different interface that is different from Power BI. It opens up another window. It is called Power Query. Power Query is where you do data transformation, data cleaning, data manipulation. That's what Power Query is used for. When you click on cancel, it cancels the process. You don't get to have your data imported to Power BI again. Those are the three differences. But let me say something. Even when you click on load, right, after you've gotten the data set into Power BI, that doesn't mean that you cannot transform it again. There is still a way to go to your Power BI, to Power Query to transform your data, even after clicking on load. Also, even when you click on transform data, you can as well leave that place without doing any transformation and come back to Power BI. So it means that there's a connection between Power BI and Power Query. Whether you go to Power BI directly, you can still go to Power Query to transform. Whether you go to Power Query directly, you can still come back to Power BI to do your visualization. I didn't hear, I get a message, it's fine. So for now, I don't want to go into Power Query yet. I want us to go into Power BI, even though we've seen that we need to do some cleaning, but we don't want to go into Power Query to clean yet. Let's just come to Power BI. So I'll click on load. So everybody should click on load. Everybody should click on load. And once you click on load, this is what you see. Processing queries. Power BI processes queries and ensure that all the tables are imported, and you just allow it to process the queries by itself. Once it's done, you can click on done. Okay, so some errors were found here while importing my data set, but I'm going to do nothing to those. So these errors, I guess it's due to as a result of some inconsistency in my data type. That is the reason why it's good to first go into Power Query to make sure your data set is clean before you come to Power BI. See, because we didn't do any cleaning, just came back to Power BI. So you are bound to see this whenever you do that without cleaning and you're coming to Power BI. But I'm not going to do anything to it. I'll leave it like I'll just click on close. We'll still go back to Power Query and do cleaning later. Close. So what we have done, we have successfully imported or connected our data set through Excel workbook. So I believe that if I give everybody or anybody on this call an Excel file and I ask you to import it to Power BI, you should be able to do that seamlessly. Yes, first is hand is up.
Okay, on my page, I'm seeing some things. two of the loaded queries contain errors.
Yes, it also showed like that on my own too. So just done. Don't do anything. Don't
Close.
work.
What is showing me here is close, not done.
Yes, click on close, please. Click on close. The data set
All
have
right.
been imported already. Yes. I thought you were looking at my screen. I had the same errors too. So, and I said there's a reason for that. We'll see it later on, not now. My goal is just to show you how to import the data set. Okay, so if you all understand how to import data sets to Power BI through Microsoft Excel, kindly give me a thumbs up. Mana Asuko understands, Festus understands, Alice understands, yeah, Chidima understands. Great. Festus' hand is still up. Do you see have other questions for me? All right, his hand is down now. I did not see a reaction from Abisola. Abisola, are we good? Okay, she understands. Great. So it means I'm doing a good job now. Can't you give me a round of applause at least? Even if you not give me one bottle, give me a round of applause now. Aha, that's it. That is how we roll. All right. So now let me show us the second method. Remember, I said I want to show you two methods of importing data sets through Excel and through what is it called? Through the other means, through the web. Okay. Watch what I'm gonna do now. The same data set, the same data set. Want to import it through the web. So watch the steps. I'll go to get data, and you see the web option here. I'll click on web, and once I do that, you will see from web a dialog box called from web will pop up, and it came with a field to enter a URL. Okay. Yes, Emmanuel Asiko, your hand is up. Let me hear your question.
So on my Power BI desktop, after I loaded the documents, it's showing there are pending changes in your queries that haven't been applied at the top of where the build visuals with your data panel is.
Yeah. Have you clicked on close for the first files? Just click on apply. Click on apply changes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now Power BI desktop is expecting us to insert or paste a URL, but we don't have the URL yet. There are several ways of getting this URL, but I'll show you one way which I prefer to do, and one route I prefer to go. Now, and I'll tell you the reason why I prefer to do that. Let's go back to our sheet. So you're back to the sheet. Remember, you're going to the sheet you copied, the one that has your name underscored, the hotel booking data. So this is what you do. When you come to the sheet, you click on File, right? Under the drop-down menu, select point your arrow to share, then click to select Publish to Web. Click to select Publish to Web. I hope we are all together. Click to select Publish to Web. Okay, Abisola is not with us. Let me do that again. You go to File, point your arrow to Share. Yeah, first is your hand is up. Let me hear your question.
Please, are we doing this thing you're saying through the this in Google spreadsheet or the Excel?
No,
Because if I
the Google Sheets,
all right,
not
all
the
right,
Excel, the Google Sheets, yes, because we want to connect from the web. Excel is not in the web again. Excel is downloaded to your computer. So the Google Sheets, point to share, click on publish to web. If you are okay, give me thumbs up. Okay, so once this publish to web window pops up, you read what it says. It says this document is not published to the web. Make your content visible to anyone by publishing it to the web. You can link to or embed the document. So we want to now make these sheets available in the web. And how do I go about that? I'll first come under this entire document section. You see, all my available spreadsheets are listed here from my workbook. All the worksheets are listed here. I leave them. I want the entire document. I want to publish everything. Then, how do I publish? Do I want to publish it as a web page, or as a comma separated value, or as a tab separated value, or as PDF, or as Excel? Also, I want to publish it as Excel. So choose Microsoft Excel. Once you do that, click on Publish. As soon as you click on Publish, a warning message will pop up. It says, "Are you sure you want to publish this selection?" I would say, "Okay, yes, I want to do that." Are we good? Are we good? All right. Awesome. So now what do you do next? The link that has been highlighted, just press Ctrl C to copy it. That is the link we're going to paste in that URLs field in Power BI Desktop. So I'll head on to Power BI Desktop and paste the link right here. I'll paste the link right here. And once we do that, I'll click on OK and wait for this link to be connected. So it gives you this particular notice that, hey, you want to access Google Sheets. Do I want to say yes, connect? So it's asking, select which level to apply the settings. I want to apply the settings at the topmost level, docs.google.com. Don't make any change here, just click on connect. Yeah, Abisola, your hand is up.
I'm sorry, I didn't get how to bring out the access web content.
When you pasted your link and you click on connect, what did you show? I didn't
I
hear that.
haven't pasted the notes. I don't have this on my. I only copied the link
But
from the Google Sheets,
we have
but I
already
don't.
we have already opened that URL part where we're going to paste the link now before we went back to Google Sheets. Or didn't you follow us get to
Yeah,
that part?
I didn't. I didn't. So I didn't know how we got that.
Go to get data and click on web. Go to get data under the data section. You see web as part of the list. Click on web. Once you click on web, it will open up that dialog box where you can paste the URL. Paste the URL and click on connect. Mine is
Okay.
still connecting. It might take some time to connect. So it's still trying to connect. You can see connecting. Please wait while we establish a connection to the sheet. So let's just be patient. For those of us using net, for people using network, it will connect very fast. For those of us using net, we have to be very patient. For those of us using net, you can see how I'm waiting patiently. Now, can you see my screen? Power BI has successfully loaded the data, and it has displayed all the available worksheets, just like we saw the other time when we connected it to Microsoft Excel. We go ahead and do the same thing. Since we already know the content of the sheets that we want to import, I'll just go ahead and check the boxes. Check this one, check this one, check this. I'm not checking data dictionary because I don't want it to come in. Check this and check this. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to load. I'll click on load and wait for this to be connected. And it's loading. I have to wait patiently. I have to wait patiently for this to get loaded. So if yours has been loaded completely, or your data sets, you've been able to load the data set completely, please can you give me a reaction? Okay, so the same set of errors we had while we were importing Microsoft Excel is still the same set of errors. Let us close and we'll trash the errors later. So when you look at my data pin, you notice that I have duplicate of the data set. I have 2018 and then I have 2018 and two in a bracket, which means this is the second version that I imported. I have 2019, then I have 2019 two in a bracket, 2020, 2022 in a bracket, because again. So this means that we have successfully connected the data sets through the web. Now, I know I have spoken about um, the a little bit advantage of connecting to the web briefly, but let me say it again. So imagine that you are a data analyst and you are trying to study the usage, right? The usage of a particular application. And then you went to, so the application, I mean, when I say application, I mean software, an application that people built, an Android application. And the engineer, the backend engineer now say, okay, hi, Abisola, our chief data analyst. This is the database of this particular application. I need you to connect it to Power BI and create a dashboard. Let us know insights. Let's have insight into how people use this software. So you have an option to either download that data set to your computer as a CSV file or an Excel file and connect it to Power BI, or connect it from that database directly to Power BI. Now, this is the difference. Once you download it to your computer, if someone else goes to use that app and the app collects data from that person, that new data the app collected will not be updated into that your downloaded file in your computer. Are we following? Is that following? Good. But if you connect it directly from the database to Power BI, any update that is done from that app, any new data set that's collected, once you click on this refresh, can you see refresh button here? Once you click on refresh, that data set will be added to your data in Power BI. In fact, this refresh can be automated. You can even automate your dashboard to say, I'd like it to refresh every 5 seconds. So even if your laptop is off, right? Your laptop is off, it's not on. Provided that that connection was done online, the refresh will be done every 5 seconds in your own absence. So once you open your laptop, open Power BI, open the dashboard, all the refresh that has been done in your absence will reflect on your dashboard. So, but if you download it to your computer, It means for you to have an updated data set on your dashboard before you can have such, you need to go back and download. Let's say after 1 day or 2 days, you go to the database, download again, and reconnect it. Then it will update. Then you go download again. What a stressful process is that? I hate manual processes. That's the reason why I will always prefer to connect my data sets via the web, provided it is available on the web, except the data set is just on on a file or as a file. That is when I would want to use that option. So whenever you have a Google Sheets data set that is on the web, and that data set has has the capacity of growing or updating in real time, please just connect it with the web method. Okay, please, you understand now? Do you know the difference between connecting from the web and from file? So the same way you connected Excel, that's the same way you can connect CSV. For CSV, just it's just like an Excel file too. Just use text CSV to allow you to choose. So this is CSV file, for instance. So right now I chose CSV, right? This is CSV file. If it was an Excel file, I wouldn't have seen it, but because it's CSV file, I've seen it here. I can double click to select it and it allow me to upload it, and that's it. So it's that easy. Can you see these are the things under CSV file? Then click on load. That is all. It is that easy to load using Excel, CSV, PDF. If I want to upload a PDF file, click here, then choose PDF. Let me search for PDF. Go to more and double click on PDF. It will open up, look for a PDF file. So these are PDF files. If I click on this PDF file, it will load. And once it connects, it will allow me to, this is actually a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know if it will load because it's not a data set. Once it loads, it will allow me to connect it and I'm good. You can see, excuse me, as you can see, it's attempting to see, look at what it did. It has broken down the PowerPoint into different pages. You see, it just brought out the tables that are seen. Is a PowerPoint presentation, oh, but there are some tables in that PowerPoint presentation. Do you see how powerful Microsoft Power BI is? See, it has brought out all the tables that are present in that PowerPoint presentation. So I can go ahead and choose anyone I want to see, I want to import, and then import it. This is a PDF. Oh. Please, I will follow it. So you can see that it's very easy to connect it from any means. Now I have mentioned it. We are not going to show you all the methods. It is you that will go ahead and explore those things yourself. All right. Are we together, please? Excuse me. All right, great. So, yeah. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Because I don't have an intention to continue working with this particular data set on clean, I would close this Power BI file without saving it. Do I want to save? Say don't save. Everybody should do the same thing, please. Close the Power BI file without saving. Close the Power BI file without saving. If you have done that, give me thumbs up. Close the Power BI file without saving. If you have done that, give me thumbs up. Every other person have turned off their camera again. Ha, Jesus. This turning on and off our cameras, now God will help us. Some people, when they want to doze, they want to use 5 minutes to sleep small. They just put on the camera and use 5 minutes to sleep small. Then they wake up and put on the camera again. Hi. Okay. So now, I want us to connect to this data set again, but this time around, I'm not going to load. We'll go to transform data. And then please don't do it. Just watch me. Everybody should watch my screen. Don't do it yet. Just watch my screen, please. So copy. So I want to open Power BI from scratch. I go to Power BI. This Power BI. I already copied the link I'm going to paste in my Power BI. So Power BI is opening. All right, it's up. Now I'll click on blank reports. Please watch, don't do, just watch. I'm watching at you. I'm looking at this so that I don't change my screen. Go to get data, click on web, and paste the link, click on OK. So this time around, like I said earlier, I do not intend to load it in, but I want to transform. Okay, so I've seen what happens when we load in, it comes to Power BI. But let's see what happens when we click on transform data, it goes to Power Query. So let's just give some minutes. All right, I'll select 2018, 2019, 2020, market segment, meal cost. Then I'll hit on transform data. So once we click on transform data, watch what happens. Power BI desktop will open a new window that is different from Power BI. And that window that is going to open up is called Power Query. And like I said earlier, Power Query is a, a component of Power BI that allows for data modification, cleaning, transformation, and all. And this Power Query is not only present in Power BI, it is also present in Microsoft Excel. That's also a Power Query, exactly the way it is here in Power BI. You'll find it in Excel. This is a Power Query file. Let me enlarge it. This is Power Query. Now, when you come to your tax bar, you see that from a tax bar, can you see this window? This one is Power BI. You can see it here, Power BI. Then this one is Power Query. You can see it here, Power Query Editor. This is Power BI. This Power Query Editor. So we want to remain on Power Query Editor. Now, like I said again, Power Query Editor or Power Query is where your data transformation is done. Is where your data transformation is done. Now, in module, excuse me, let me quickly confirm. Let me confirm the module where we spoke about data types. Yeah, module 6 and module 7. In modules 6 and 7, we discussed data types intensively. Now I want to ask questions. I have selected so once you come into Power Query, you see the tables are listed as queries. You can see it from the top side. Okay, so I'm going to pause this class and wait for those who turned off their camera without permission to put it on before I continue. And if anybody puts off their camera again, that's what we'll call the class. We'll call it a day. Thank you very much. Let me wait for people who turned off their camera to come back on. Someone should call Mr. Festus. If he doesn't put on his camera, we'll not continue since he didn't take permission. All right, welcome back.
My camera is on. I didn't run it off.
Okay, I guess it must be a network. I was still waiting for Chidima to put on a camera before we continue. It was only Ibrahim that said he was going to because of his. Okay, she's back. Welcome back, everybody. If anybody's
So
camera
my
goes off,
camera is not turned off. No, 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 no. I
okay,
know we are bad. I cannot turn off my camera.
all right.
Let me
If
stay
anybody's
like
cameras goes off again, that is the end of the class for today, and that's what will happen in my class. If I just see your camera goes off, I'll just end the class. Okay, let's continue. Abisola, this your son will be a good data analyst too. Please give him a seat so that I can
That's
sit.
This is the reason why I only turn off my
No,
camera because
no, it's
it's
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like I love seeing him around, so I
mm,
can always ask him questions too, since he's part of the class. So Abisola,
okay.
the first column, this hotel column, tell me
Yeah.
what data type is stored in that hotel column. What data type?
Uh, is it text?
Text data type. Please let's give her a round of applause. She's not even sure of herself. She just says she's asking questions, but let's clap you. You tried. Well done. Congratulations. Let me go to Alice. Is cancelled. What data type can you see there?
Which of the columns, sir?
Is cancelled. This one is cancelled.
Okay, I think it's numeric.
Numeric. A round of applause. Correct. Well done. Correct. Um, let's go to Emmanuel Asuko. The lead time. What data type can you see there?
So I'm not sure, but I think it's integer.
Integers. Okay, a round of applause for him is correct. Is it correct? Well done, Emmanuel. I'll go to Winifred. Winifred, this arrival date year. What data type can you see there?
In America.
Numeric. Okay. I can give it to you. Numeric. Okay. Well done. Let me go to Chidima. Arrival date month. What data type can you see there?
I don't know, but I guess it should be test.
Text. Okay. Okay, that is it. Correct. Let's give a round of applause. And who am I to call? Adeni, I see you on this call. Let me see if Adeni is still here. Adeni, here is here. What data can you see? What data type can you see in arrival date week number?
Integer.
Integer, correct. Okay, well done, everybody. Now you have for those people who answered for the arrival date year and arrival date month. You gave us the the data type as you see it in terms of the visibility of data. Now, in context base, who can tell me what data type is this two in context base? Context, putting into context what you are seeing there. This is year and this is month. So what data type are these two in context base? I hope my question is not so grammatically heavy. Don't worry. So in context base, what data type are those? Who wants to try? I want to leave it an open space. Yes, Alice, let me hear you.
Okay, I think it's ordinal
Ordinal, ordinal. Why do you think it's ordinal?
because it's in an order. It's list of columns.
Okay. So what is the general name for those type of data?
I think it's qualitative.
Qualitative. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Qualitative. Qualitative. Ordinal. Yeah, correct for the both. But there is something else I wanted to hear, which is more thing that more type of that we use. I would prefer you say categorical. So you're correct too. They are both ordinal because if you're looking at year, you can order year. Like I say, 2020 comes first before 2021, or January comes first before February. So they are ordinal. But being ordinal, being quantitative is categorical. So you're using to categorize things in an orderly manner. Please, can we give Alice a round of applause? It means that she has been really following and listening. Yes. Someone's hand first, so hand is up. Okay, I thought you wanted to say something. So she's actually correct. They are both categorical data that are ordinal in nature, which means I can place order to this data. So that is what we spoke about in module 5, data type. Now, in Power BI, how do you identify data type in Power BI? How do you identify data type? Now, when you come here, I hope we're all looking. When you come to the column, once you import your data set to Power BI, and remember, it is always advisable to transform before you load. You see, when we loaded, we have errors because there's some cleaning that we're supposed to have done before coming to Power BI. So I now ask us to close the file without saving. So now we have to go to Power Query Editor. Let's go and transform now. Now, in transforming, once you come to Power Query Editor, you would have to begin to inspect your data set. See, this part of your data visualization phases, right? This phase is the most tedious and the most time consuming. It requires high level of patience. I hope you're listening. High level of patience to do this because you have to go through your columns one by one, painstakingly inspecting each column. For instance, I'm on the hotel column. I want to see how many different categories. Even this hotel column is also a categorical data. How many different categories are there? But before I do that, I want to, first of all, at the lower granular level, like the responses you have given based on the data type, since this thing is text in nature, I want to be sure that, I don't know, it's fine. I want to be sure that it is actually text. Can you guys see this ABC that my arrow is pointing at? The ABC here. Can we all see it? If you can see the ABC, please point to, give me a thumbs up. The ABC where my arrow is pointing at, good. So that is the data type that Power BI had automatically selected for that column. How do you see other data types? Click on that ABC. You will see a list of data types that Power BI understands. Decimal number, fixed decimal number, whole number, percentage, date time, date, time, date time time zone, duration, text, true false, binary. So because this is obviously a text data, I'll leave it at text. So it's text, it is correct. Now, once you have confirmed the data type, the next thing to do is to filter. Yes, first your hand is up.
Sorry, I'm lost. Uh, I'm lost.
So
Can
yeah,
you repeat from the ABC? I was trying to, I can't see it on my own side, from my own side.
you can see ABC.
Yes.
Can you see this data here? All this code is 2018, the way they are arranged here.
Should I go through the Excel or the Google sheet?
Not
I don't know.
external Google Sheet to surfaces. We are in Power Query Editor.
I didn't follow to that point. Like you said,
Yes,
we
you
should
shouldn't
just
follow. Yes,
listen.
you shouldn't follow. You shouldn't follow. Because I said everybody should stop and just watch.
Yes.
Don't do it. Just watch. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
just watch. Nobody's doing it yet. You're just listening. So now, after you have confirmed that the data type that Power BI has selected for that data set is correct, the next thing is to inspect by clicking on this small arrow. It is called the filter. Filter it, click on filter, and you will see the different categories. You see where you have select all. Now, most times, Power BI will say lists may be incomplete. So for you to see all the lists, you have to load more. So click on load more. Let's wait if there are more. Oh, there are more lists. So there are two categories of hotel in this 2018 data. And those categories are city hotel and resort hotel. Those are the two categories. Okay. Now, if there are any inconsistency, this is where you see it. Sometimes data set will contain city hotel with some of the city which should be spelled with uh, capital C, ITY. Some other city will spelled with small c, ITY. If any of those inconsistencies are seen in your data set, this is where you see it when you filter. But for now, I think everything looks good. I just click on OK. Next column. I go to the next column. I check what type of data do I have here? Numeric. Is it the same? Is it well set by Power BI? Yes. Power BI chose one, two, three, whole number, which is correct because what I can see here, they are all whole numbers. The next thing is filter to see how many options we have there. Load more, load more. So 01, which is correct. If you have read through the data dictionary, you will know what zero means. Is cancelled. Zero means no, it wasn't cancelled. One means yes, it was cancelled. So it was cancelled rather. So for you to be able to do your data cleaning and your data inspection accurately, it means that you must have understood it or study the data dictionary well. Study it well. So where can you find the data dictionary? This is data dictionary here. I'm back to Google Sheets. So here is the data dictionary in Google Sheets. It shows you the different variables, the different data types, the description of each data type, each variable, and the source or the engineering. So is cancelled. Let's check for is cancelled colon. Is this is it here? Is cancelled. What does it say about is cancelled? Is a categorical data. Can you see it? Even though it appears as numeric there, and it is numeric, right? But it's considered as categorical. Why? Because you can categorize yes, it was cancelled, no, it wasn't cancelled. Now, what is the description? Its value indicating if the booking was cancelled. Yes, one start from cancelled or not, zero stand for not cancelled. So for you to do your cleaning properly, please, you must go through this data dictionary. It is very, very important. I mentioned it in the video that I shot that was put in the classroom. Okay, that is that about that. Let's go back to Power Query. Now I'm back to Power Query Editor. So now that we know from our dictionary that the only categories you should have here are 0 and 1. If you see anything other than 0 and 1, you should know that there are inconsistency. That means that should be taken out. Am I communicating? So as a data professional, whenever anybody gives you a project to work on and hand a data set over to you, the first thing you ask, please, can I have a data dictionary to these data sets? The person says, no, they don't have one. You say, okay, I will have to be communicating with you a lot to understand this data because you have to understand. You can't say, hey, I'm a pro, even myself. If you give me a data set, I won't say, okay, I'm a pro, I know it all. And then I start doing that. That is rubbish. You can't assume you know it because this is cancelled can mean something else. So you have to ask the person that gave you the data set if there's no dictionary. But if there's dictionary, first sit down and understand your dictionary first. Study it well, understand it before you start any cleaning or any transformation. Please, am I communicating? This is another reason why everybody has to go back to the data dictionary. The next one is the lead time. So what does let's first look at what does lead time says. Lead time is an integer, okay? Then it is the number of days that elapsed between the entry dates of the booking into the PMS and the arrival date. So that means when you are booking for the hotel, right? The day you book today, and you arrive 3 days time, right? That duration, that duration from when you book and the time you arrive is what this lead time talks about. Is the number of days that elapse between the entry date of the booking into the PMS and the arrival date. So it means that we shouldn't have negative in that column, right? We shouldn't have negative because the day you book to the day you arrive shouldn't be a negative number. Let's check if there are any negative or zero. So if we have zero, but we can have zero, is that correct? Because if I book today and I arrive today, it means that the arrival time is what? Zero. Because I didn't take up to 24 hours to arrive there since it's a number of days. So this one like 85 days, it means that this person booked 85 days before they arrive. Let's check, let's filter to check. Oh, we have zero, so it's possible. Zero makes sense. Let's load first. Let's load more. Okay, so that means there is no any wrong data. If assuming we saw into like negative number, that means that negative number is a problem. We have to go and trace what's happening. So zero means that the people that arrived that day, they had booked that day, they arrived that day. One means that when you book today, you arrive the second day. That means it's completed. I mean, there's a 24 hours between the booking and the arrival. Two means it was 2 days after the book they arrived. Three means it was 3 days after the book they arrived. And then you can see, you can keep scrolling. So it means that there are some people, wow, can you imagine? There are some people that book like 3 years, more than 3 years, because, okay, no, up to almost 2 years, because a year is 365 days. See, 365 days. So almost 2 years, 737 days. Would that booking still be valid? This is serious. Oh. How will somebody book to lodge in an hotel like almost 2 years before they arrive? Wow, this is really strange. So that is what this number is. So you see, if we hadn't gone through the data dictionary, there is no way I'll be able to interpret these numbers the way I'm doing. So to you, it's just going to be numbers. You don't know what it means. You see the reason why you have to go to the data dictionary again? Good. So you do this, go through the data set and ensure. So right now with what I have seen here, everything looks good. Nothing looks odd. Well, you are booking ahead 2 years ahead. We don't know why that happened, but we can actually investigate that. I'll click on cancel. I'm not featuring anything. And this is what you do for each column of your data set, for each and every column of your data set, ensuring that the data type is accurate and the values entered are also within the expected value. It is not inconsistent. If there's any inconsistency, then you take it out. So with what I have done, although I have not done any modification, I've not done anything yet, I'm only inspecting my data set. I think I have covered quite a number of things I intend to cover. We have seen data types. The next thing that the first thing we'll start with in our class tomorrow is generating business questions, because the next thing we want to do, now that we have seen a data set, we have understood it, we have gone through it, we want to now generate business questions that we should be able to answer. And those business questions will be generated in class tomorrow. Okay, we'll start it. We'll not finish it. We'll start. I'll explain it again. Already, there's a video in the classroom again that speaks to how to generate business questions from your data set. Please, I am begging us. The reason why I will plead with my team for us not to release materials from for next week is so that everybody goes through those materials and completes all the assignments. Like on Thursday, next week Thursday or Friday, nobody will come and say, or I will not take the classroom and see that somebody has not done any assignments. Oh, me and that person will fight too. Me and that person will fight. For the fact that I want to give you guys 1 week grace, and on Thursday, somebody knows, no, that day, we enter one, me and those people enter one leg of my trouser. Please, everybody should go through those materials, watch those videos well, and make sure you do your assignments. So this is where we will stop today's class. And I would like to take questions. If there are any questions, please let me can bring you your questions. Let me save this file and close it. So we'll stop here today and continue tomorrow. Are there questions? I'll not save, I'll continue my next list. Any question, please? Let me stop presenting. All right. I hope we enjoyed today's class. Yes, Chidima.
Okay, thank you very much for today's class. It was really interesting, practical going on as well as learning. Although from my own end at the time, I was somehow hooked, my sister hand, but I was still
Oh,
following. But my question is this, saying that we should go through all the data, as in all the columns, checking and unchecking. Must it be with the dictionary, as in hand with the dictionary, or can we at a certain extent assume based on what we know instead of going through all the columns one by one and marrying it with the dictionary? I think that is my question.
okay. Fantastic question. I love this question. I love this question. So now I need you to see yourself as a data analyst, right? I need you to see yourself as a medical doctor. Now, if you see medical doctors in the hospital, right, they have experience, they've seen symptom of a particular sickness over and over, especially those with experience for years. And when you come up with those symptoms, they won't say because this is a symptom that look like, for those one that know what they do, they will say still go for a test. And you have come with malaria symptom, go and do test. Let's be sure that it's malaria before they start commencing treatment. That is exactly how it is. So don't assume. You may assume something, but that assumption might be wrong. So the ideal thing is first, even before opening your data set, first go to your dictionary and study it. Look at the names of the things that are there and how they are described. Then when you now come back to your data set, there are times you will still go and because you might have forgotten what you read about that colon. When you see a colon, you this is what I read. You understand some. So if you don't remember, just go back to the dictionary and say, what does this thing say about this colon? You look at it. So this doesn't mean that this is what you'll be doing throughout, because once you familiarize yourself, so at this stage of inspection, data cleaning, you are trying to familiarize yourself so that you can go to the next phase. Like I said, tomorrow's class will start looking at how to generate questions. If you don't understand what those columns means now, you can't generate questions. Because for you to solve a problem, you must have some set of questions at the back of your mind that you want to solve as a data analyst. So that's the reason why you need a data dictionary to understand your data sets. You don't assume, all right? You don't assume because your assumption might be wrong, except there is no data dictionary. And if you don't have data dictionary, like I said earlier, you will need to keep communicating with whosoever collected that data set if you are not the person. So, but if you are the one that collected the data set, you know how you collected it, so you know what everything means. You don't have to bother yourself. But if you're not the one, you need a dictionary or you need to speak to the person that collected the data sets and presented to you. Do you get it? All right, great. Are there other questions, please? Any other questions? All right, so in the absence of questions, I'd like to say thank you to everybody for joining today's class. I enjoyed today's class. Let's do more of this tomorrow. And tomorrow is Sunday. I need to know whose house will come and eat Sunday rice. Maybe it's Abisola's house. Abisola, please ask your son to join you in the kitchen. You guys should cook Sunday rice for us. I'm coming tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your time.
Voila.